sea of swimmers can be a daunting or sometimes alienating experience. But with these girls and an amazing team, this has not been the case. There are a couple of misconceptions that swimmers have about divers. Because let's be honest, that twisty flip thing you did today was so pretty, isn't really the most technical way to describe 5233D. So, number one, divers are only worth 1/3 of a swimmer. Although this may be true mathematically, and with regard to Tegan's size, I think that Leslie's rapping, Skylar's dancing, and a whole lot of sass added from our male counterparts make up far more points than this little fraction gives us credit for. Number two, divers spend time in the hot tub. Correction, divers spend a lot of time in the hot tub. Sometimes after a front three and a smack, you need a little R&R. Number three, diving involves no cardio. Okay, well this one actually is true. I'd like to think we make up for it with our killer six-pack abs. Thanks, Curtis. Although I acknowledge the differences between swimming and diving, it's the differences between us that don't matter, but instead the teammates that support us along the way, whether you're doing a back 2.5, better than Princeton, or beating them in the 100 fly. Rewind back to high school. The swimmers and divers on my team in high school, and I'm sure this is true for most high school swimming and diving teams, didn't interact, and no one came to watch our diving competitions, which were almost always scheduled on a different day than the swimming. I would look over at the bleachers during my meets to see my parents or possibly a friend from school, but never a swimmer. When we did dive during the swim meets, diving was considered the entertainment break for the meet. My freshman year, the Ivy League Championships were at Princeton, and I remember walking to the end of the board to do my first dive, and glancing over to the stands, expecting to see no more than a couple of parents. Instead, all of the Harvard swimmers had gathered in a large group, cheering and supporting us on, and I knew then this team would be different. I also know that when I look over to the stands, I can count on Steph to be sitting there, scribbling furiously, trying to calculate the points for each dive and figure out all of our total scores before the computer. In this respect, I think diving has really honed Steph's math skills. And even though the divers may not be the entertainment break from the high school days of diving, I think we may provide some entertainment value when each year we don a pair of caps and goggles and attempt to swim the diver relay. We look almost as comical as when the swimmers decide to try their hand at diving. It's all fun and games until someone smacks, and then it's just hilarious. I'd like to wrap up by acknowledging a couple of people who have made my experience on this team truly special, and one that I can take so many great memories from. First, to Keith. I want to acknowledge Keith for everything he does for this team, for both diving and swimming. You've been an incredible coach and mentor, and because of you, I've learned how to write so many great limericks. To Steph and Matt, you've always believed in and supported our divers, and created a team that I can truly feel proud to be a part of. And to my roommates, Allie Slack and Katie Hinkle, for being such fun and loyal friends and teammates. My experiences here at Harvard, both in and out of the pool, would not have been the same without you girls. Some of my deepest friendships and fondest memories have been forged during my time on HWSD. Whether you're carrying a towel or Sammy on deck, you're HWSD. Whether you wear a cap to keep your hair back while swimming, or to keep your hair pretty while diving like Brittany and now Alex, you're HWSD. And whether you're diving or swimming to help win our team 2 championship meets each year, you're HWSD.